Hi, I'm Peter Coey and welcome to Qigong Live Online. Today's lesson we're going to do, we're going to do a warm-up sequence. We're going to do a stretching sequence. Then we're going to do the class today is going to be on balancing the right and left. It came to me before class and I thought it would be a good way of using Qigong exercises to balance the right and left side of our body, which of course balances the right and left hemispheres of our mind as well. So we'll do that. Yeah, but first of all, we're going to do some stretching. Now for the people who, I'm just going to use the sinew stretching method today, or the sinew relaxing method. So those people who haven't done these classes before, if you want to, you can just message me to say hello, and then I know who you're in the class and I can say hello to you. So you don't have to, but if you'd like to do that, you're very welcome. And then I know who's there. Yeah? Very cool. So the sinew relaxing stress is about using one part of your body to move another part so that it can relax. So say with my arm, I'm moving my elbow to flop my arm. I'm not using my hand, so I'm not moving my hand, I'm just moving my elbow and let the hand just relax. So I do the same thing with all parts of my body. I use something else to move something else so the other part can relax. Yep, there you go. Yeah, elbows. Now I'm doing my elbows, but I'm using my shoulders. Good morning, Janine. Welcome to the class. Back the other way. So this is a short version of the warm-ups. Normally we do a lot longer than this, but because we're doing a live class, I don't want to spend too much time doing the warm-ups. I want to do more about the actual content of the class itself, which is right and left. So there's lots of, in just about every Qigong system, there'll be a exercise that do the changeover from one side of the body to the other. And it's very common practice, so you balance out the body. We're just going to do a couple today to balance them out, yeah? Good. We'll just do our spine. So we're thinking about our spine, relaxing our spine and relaxing all the muscles that travel up the back of the spine. I just help them relax. I'm doing this by moving my hips. My arms aren't moving. My arms are just following my hips. If I stop, the arms just stop. Yeah, it's a hip movement, and the hips are moving my arms. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Good. Now keep your hips still and just move the top part of your body, and you move your shoulders from side to side without moving your head. Good. Then move your head, and you just move your hips from side to side and just let your head flop. You won't hurt your neck. Your neck will support itself, but it just allows the neck to relax. Looks a bit strange, but feels great. And forward and backwards. Cool. And do big circles there. I'm doing circles with my hips and just letting my head flop forward and backwards. Very cool. Now, I'm moving my knees. I'm moving my knees from side to relax my hips. Yeah. Good. And then move your knees forward and backwards. And let your hips relax. That's the one. And then move your knees in circles and let your hips relax this way. There you go. So it's all about what's driving what part of your body. So go the other way. There's my knees moving. Now, some of these exercises are not easy to do because it's not easy to isolate part of your body, but it just takes practice. And I love this set of relaxing exercises. They're very, very cool. Now we change. Now we use our hips to move our knees and our ankles. So we move our hips from side to side. It has a totally different effect because now the knees can relax. There you go. Perfect. Hips forward and backwards. Hip circles. Very good. Cool. There you go. Now I'm going to use my knee to move my foot. Just flop your foot down, so you just let it go. Relax. Do your circles. The other way. Ooh. You do this holding onto a chair if you like. And flop your foot. Circle. Way. Good. And shake the whole body up. Very good. Feel great, eh? So we'll bow into class. So I'm in Bali anyway. If you don't know where I live in Bali. This is my backyard. And it's a beautiful blue sky day today. Bali is a very extraordinary place. If you've never been there, it's a great place to come for a holiday. Roll back onto your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top, two thumbs together. Gong. And bring your hands towards your heart. And then bring your energy down to your lower dantian. Your lower dantian is underneath the tummy button. The lower dantian is in the middle. And we have upper dantian, middle dantian, and lower dantian. And the upper dantian is your mental center, your spiritual center in your heart, of course, and your physical center in your lower dantian. And the theory is that your energy stores here and it transmits itself from this energy center into the rest of the body when we were doing exercises. Okay. And so we're returning the energy back to your lower dantian. Now, it's about, if you put your finger in the belly button, there's about 3 fingers underneath your belly button, and you put your finger under those 3 fingers, and the dantian, the actual lower dantian, is halfway between the front and the back. There's a front door, there's an acupuncture point for the front door, and there's an acupuncture point for the back door. It's halfway between the body. And you can grow your center, you can grow your physical center so it has more power and more energy. Yeah? Right. So we're talking about the idea of the harmonization of right and left hemispheres. There are quite a few exercises that actually do the brain part. They actually do the brain hemispheres. We'll do those last. But we're talking about, to start off, we'll just do the whole body. So one side of the body to the other side of the body. And we'll start with Sage presents Peach, it's out of the Shiba Tai Chi Qigong system. And we'll use that one as a first exercise to do. Now I'll mirror you so you can follow me. I'm going to go to the right side first, which is your right, and I'll go to my left, but it'll look like we're going the same direction. Now the exercise starts with your hand. We'll make it easy. The hand comes forward and the palm's facing up as though you're holding the peach. It's called Sage presents Peach. Holding the peach in your hand, and then you come back and then you go off to the other side. Yep, I'll just show you the whole exercise so you can see what it looks like. And you rock back onto your heels, and then you come forward in the foot, and your chest faces the same direction as your hand is. Yep, so it comes up past your tummy and over the hand, and then goes forward, palm facing up, palm down, rocking back, hand comes up, hand goes down. This exercise is really good for stress, actually. Stress, worry, anxiety. It's a good exercise to do before you go to bed at night time. It'll shut you down and make you sleep well. It comes up past your body and then over the front, like that. Yeah, and you're presenting the peach, and the bottom hand's facing down and one's up. That's it, perfect. Keep your back straight, so when you're leaning forward, don't lean forward. Don't lean forward into the exercise. Keep your back straight so you stay upright, and you turn in and you're presenting the peach. Now, the breathing for this exercise, as you breathe in when you come back, and you breathe out when you go forward. Breathe in as you come back, breathe out as you go forward. Now, notice this is a crossover exercise because we're using the opposite hand. So I'm leaning to the right side, but I have my left hand coming forward. So it's one of those exercises that does the crossovers, but the one we're going to do other ones at the end. But this is a good one to start with. So usually in Qigong, there's exercises that do, depending on systems, there's lots of different Qigong systems and lots of different ways of doing things. And so most systems have this crossover exercise idea of this one from one side to the other. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. We'll stay with the Shiva Shir system and we'll do a couple more from this system, yeah? Comes down. Good, so we're going to do another one. It's called Scoop the Earth, Toss the Sky. Yep, and this exercise is coordinating right and left hemispheres on one side of the body and then right and left hemispheres on the other side, but also connecting the right and left part of the body. It's really an important exercise. So we're going to step off. You have both feet facing the front, and then we step off to the right. I'm mirroring you. So just don't step too far. The step's quite short. And we're going to transfer weight 100% to the front foot and then 100% to the back foot. So it's going to transfer from backwards and forwards. Yep. So there's 100% weight change. So we're going to go down. It's like scooping energies because it's like scoop the earth. This is called scoop the sea. It's like scooping water out of the sea. Scoop the sea, toss the sky. And you lean back and your hands do a half circle. And you're coming forward. Now when I come forward, I transfer the weight onto the front leg. And as I lean back, I transfer the weight onto the back leg. So when I'm fully up here, the weight's all on the front foot. There's no weight in the front foot. All the weight's in the back foot. There you go. Good. You breathe out on the way down, and you change the hands at the bottom, and you do different hands each time. And you breathe out on the way down. Now, that's lots of information to remember. But just remember the hands change over. So if you can't remember which one you did last time, just have a look whichever one's forward, and then do the opposite next time. And breathe out. Good. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. We'll do the last one and we'll change the other side. We change over at the top. So the hands come up. And then you bring the foot in and then you step off with the left foot. And then you go forward. All the way forward. All the way back. All the way forward. And all the way back. This exercise is good for your stomach and your spleen. Good for digestion. To regulate digestion. And remember, alternate the hands. You breathe out on the way down. And breathe in on the way out. Breathe out on the way down. in on the way out. So you do long, slow, quiet breaths. Eh? Breathe out slowly on the way down. And breathe slowly on the way out. And we'll do one more. Good. Bring your hands back up to the top, and then bring your hands around a big circle. We'll stay with the Shiva. We'll do one more from the system. We're going to do turn and gaze at the moon. It's a very good exercise. This is for the spleen as well. So we'll do 2 spleen exercises. Both of them are good for your digestion and your stomach here. So the hands start like that, like a diamond, but they don't touch. The fingers are apart. And you turn. We're going to go to the right side first. We're going to turn around. And I'm going to look up. And I'm going to twist the whole spine. And I'm going to look through the hands. And I'm going to bring the hands down. You can watch the hands, but don't bring your head forward. Don't lean forward. Just look down and come up. And then twist all the way to the other side. Good. And then bring your hands back to the center. Come to the bottom. And then turn the other way. And bring them down the bottom. So now we're going from one side of the body to the other. We're transferring the energy from one side. And then we're transferring the energy to the other. Good. And what I'll do, just come to the center back again. Come to the center. And just stop with your hands at the bottom. I'll just talk a little bit about this exercise. So in Qigong, we have a thing called a center column. So it travels from the top of your head where the acupuncture point's Barkway. And it's meant to be the point that connects you to heaven. But it's like the North Pole on your body. And so all the energy moves and ends up in that point. From that point, there's a center column goes right down to the middle of your body, and it comes out through Huiyin, which is a Ren 1 point between your anus and your genitals, your perineum, where your pelvic floor muscles are. And it goes from that point right through the whole body to that, and then goes out into the ground. So if you think of this, it's like an energy spike as such, but it's made from energy, so it can't hurt you. It's just an energetic connection. And it connects you for heaven and earth. So as we turn, as we're spiraling and turning, we don't lean backwards, we don't move forward, we don't rotate when we turn to the side, we don't lean in backwards. We actually keep it straight, yeah? Morning, Mark, good to see you in class. And we rotate it, so as we come around, it rotates completely around it, so you keep this point. So it's like a solid point, so you're rotating off this point. And what that does is stop you leaning backwards, leaning forward. When the hands come up, it's complete rotation from here down and out the other side, and you're rotating from that point. Yep. If you're not sure, you can get a partner or get somebody sometime to put their finger on top of your head, and then when you rotate, and see if you're moving or not, because otherwise you're going to be moving from side to side as you turn. But it gives you a term of reference, so you can feel that rotation's done just equally in the middle, and the hand doesn't move. It stays exactly where it is when you're turning. Yep. When we look up through the hands, we look in the distance through the hands, and you look into the distance. And then as it comes down, you change your focal view on the way down, and it keeps in focus. So you focus in the distance, focus close, and then when you're looking down, of course, you're just focusing on the floor before you. It depends where you are outside, but you're just looking at the floor. And then as you turn around, of course, the focal distance changes and goes further and further or further away. And if you're looking like that, you're looking up into the clouds, you're looking a long way away. Yeah, good. And so it comes down. So you're having this is what's happening with your eyes. Yeah. Now the moving of the body, everything twists. So my ankles move from side to side. My ankles are moving like wringing a towel out. My knees are twisting from side to side. So my knees, ankles, my hips are turning, my spine's turning, and my neck's turning. So all the vertebrae on your back are twisting one side, but not only the vertebrae are moving, but also my hips, my knees, and my ankles are all twisting. So you're actually stretching them all the way around one way, and then you're stretching them all the way around the other way. So this exercise, it's the physical part of this exercise, which the exercise is about. So all the exercises have physical pieces. They have traditional Chinese medicine understanding what it's for. This particular exercise is good for the spleen qi. And it also has the Western medicine understanding of what actually this is good for. So, for example, this one, it's really good for neurasthenia, which is pain inside their limbs, pain inside your arms and your legs. So they have all these different parts. And of course, there's a spiritual aspect of this as well, about understanding what you're doing when you're looking at the sun, the moon that reflects the light. So it's yin and yang. So we're looking at the yang part of it. The yin would be, the yang part's the sun. The yin part would be the reflection of the moon. So we have the spiritual connection with it as well. So this is all going on in the same exercise, and there's a bit more as well, but this will be enough to start off with anyway. So we're turning, and we're trying to keep our body straight. And we're looking, we feel the twist in our ankles, knees, hips, arms, shoulders, neck. And we come back to the front, looking through the hands. And you just feel the body rotating. And you're trying to rotate the body as smooth as possible. It goes to the bottom and then comes back up again. So as you do this, the body's rotating. So if I just look to the front when I'm rotating, it's a smooth rotation. You're trying to keep it as smooth as possible. And then it rotates back. So it doesn't speed up or slow down. It goes the same speed the whole way. And the only thing changes is your breath, yeah? So the breathing is, you breathe in on the way up. You breathe in when you go up. You change the breath at the top. And you breathe out when you come down. Breathe in when you come up. Breathe out when you come down. Breathe in when you come up. Breathe out when you come down. Good. So you're trying to create the in-breath, the out-breath, the same duration. So there's no the shorter breath, the long breath, or with the in-breath or the out-breath the same. They should be the same length it takes you. So they're smooth. So the movement's smooth, the breathing's smooth. It's long, slow breath. And the body's rotating on the center column. Breathing in. And breathing out. And you're looking through your hands. There you go. Now, because you're focusing through the hand, your mind can get a bit disturbed because you're making the mind and the eyes work, because you're making it change the focal distance. So it can be a little bit stressful to your mind, and you'll find after a while that your mind gets a bit tired because you're making it change. You're making it work hard with the focus. And then bring your hands down. Remember, your eyes don't see, your brain sees. And all it does, the eyes are just the lens of your camera sending information to the computer at the back. And the computer's the one that's looking out. Just looks out through your eyes and gets information for the computer. So the whole visual thing's all about what's functioning inside your mind, and the occipital lobe at the back of your head where the sight center is. Yeah. So that's what's happening when we're looking. We're looking out through our eyes. Just want to say that because I think as kids we're taught at school that you look through your eyes. Well, you actually don't. You look through your brain. You just look out through your eyes. Anyway, interesting. So we're going to go and do another one. We'll go into the 5-element Qigong. We're going to do a heart exercise this time. And this exercise is the same thing. Goes one side and the other. And I'll show you what it looks like. It starts with the palms facing the ground. And the palm comes up. Now I'm going to the right side first. Your right. And then the hand pushes out underneath. And it comes back around to the front. And then the hand comes down. Now I'm going to explain a little bit more about the detail of this exercise. There's lots of pieces going on. You turn. Same thing by the way, when you turn, you're still doing the rotation from the center column. Push the hand forward. Bring the hands around. And then bring the hand down. So we're doing both sides of the body again. So this exercise is, we're focusing on this exercise. Well, it's good for the heart, and I'll explain why the meridian's to do with the heart as well. But remember the same thing, we're rotating around one way, and then we're rotating around the other way. But for this particular one, there's 2 rotations to the same side. It rotates around once, and then it keeps rotating a bit further when you put your arm out, and I'll explain what I mean. So when the hands come up, you rotate around, rotation brings the hands up, and then you stop here, and then you rotate again to push the hand out. So that hand going forward is coming because my tips are turning further, and that further is pushing the hand forward. Then I'm going to turn all the way back round to the front. My hips are going to turn all the way back to the front. And then I'm just going to lower the arm down. Yep. So I'll explain that again. So as it comes up, rotate to this position. And then rotate further to bring the hand down. Then rotate all the way back to the front. Hips rotate all the way back to the front. And then the arm comes down. Good. Now when you're looking through the hands, I'll turn to the side so you can see this. So when I turn to the side and I come up that way, I'm looking under my arm. See the hollow in between your wrist? I'm looking under that point. It's a martial part as well. This one. And then I'm pushing forward that way. So I'm pushing a person. Then I'm turning back to the front. Yep. The same thing happens on the other side. You look under the arm. Yep. So do that again. Breathe in, bring the hand up. And when the hands come up to here, don't have them right out in front of you. It's just they're nice and close, but they're not like this either. They're not really in close. They're sitting just in front of you, that position there. Looking under the hand. One hand's up, one hand's going horizontal, the other hand's vertical. Yeah. Relax. And then your hip moves and you push your hand down. Back to the front. And then your hand follows the heart meridian and the small intestine meridian down your arm. And it brings the energy down your heart meridian and out through your little finger. Yep. It goes for the heart meridian, starts under your armpit, and it comes down the outside of your arm, goes to the little finger, and we're directing the energy out through the heart. So we're cleaning the heart meridian out and sending all the perverse chi, or all the unwanted energy from the heart, we're sending it out. Yeah. We'll do that again. Go up to the right side. And bring. Good. Turn back to the front. Bring the hand above your shoulder. And then it comes down the outside of your arm. It doesn't touch your hand, it's slightly outside of it. So you have a gap between your hand and goes out through your finger. Very good. It's a great exercise. Hand comes up. Pushing forward. Come back to the center. Remember, you're doing this with your hips. The hand comes down. It's not a hand exercise, it's a hip exercise. Hips turn, bring your arms up. Hip turns, push your arm out. Hip comes back to the center, and then the arms come back down again, following the meridian. Good. Hand comes up. Hip turns. Hip rotates back to the front. And then the hand comes down. Very good. Now the breathing. Breathe in as you come up. Breathe out as you push your hand forward and rotate your hips. Breathe in as you come back to the front, and then breathe out as you bring the hand down. That's it. Breathe in as you come up. Breathe out as you push forward. Breathe in as you bring your hands around, and breathe out as the hands come down. Now breathe in and out through your nose. Breathe in when it comes up. Breathe out when it goes forward. Breathe in when it comes to the side. And breathe out when the hand comes down. Breathe in when it comes up. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. We'll do one more each side. Breathing in. This will help regulate your heart, help you sleep well. Breathe out. Helps to get rid of palpitations, shortness of breath, anything to do with the heart. It will help regulate your heart energy. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, and then breathing out. Perfect. Just shake your arms and legs out. Perfect. So these are some of them. So these are all right and left exercise, and what they do is the harmonization. That's what we're going to do, is we're going to do one which is predominantly just for the right and left hemispheres to brain it. So if you've ever heard of, I don't know if you're dyslexic, I have a bit of dyslexia myself. And so I did some exercise. I actually created a whole section, the whole course on my course. Not that I'm trying to sell courses, but there is one on dyslexia on my website because I have dyslexia, and I went to a thing called Brain Gym. And they do crossover exercise. There's lots of different ways you can do this, to do crossover exercises. And what it does is help regulate the right and left hemispheres of your brain, get your mind working properly. And they really, really work. Because I did them, and it made a huge difference. So that's why I made a course about them, the Qigong exercises. So the one we're going to do is called, it's out of the Share by Share. It's a modification of it. It's called Bouncing the Ball in the Sunshine. They have great names. I didn't make the names of it. That's what they're called. And this is a unique exercise, but it's a one-legged exercise too. So quite often exercises that do hemispherical changes or energetic changes in the hemispheres, quite often will be one-legged exercise as well. This one's one of them. So you're going to stand on your right foot. I'm going to stand on my left, of course. And you're going to bring your foot up, and I'm just going to do the foot part first. So it goes like that. Yeah, it's like kicking a soccer ball. Can we do the distance shot, please? Can we just change to the wide angle? Cool. So the foot's going to come up that way. It's not this way with the foot front, it's that way there. Yep. And we go the other way, it's going to come up and go that way. Yep. So it doesn't come too far forward. So when your foot comes forward, you're not going way out there like that. The foot's quite close to the other legs like that. Yep. So you can see where that is. There. Yep. Like that. Cool. So also when you do this, just to make it even more tricky, when you go across with your leg and you go across, you want to push this hip out. So you do that thing like that. Goes like that. Yep. Go to the other side. And the foot goes out, and then the hip turns that way. Whoops. But wobbly this morning. And the hip turns that way. Yep. Very good. Now the hands are doing a totally different thing. So that's why I showed you the legs first. So we'll just do that a couple of times, just get used to doing that. And then doing that. Now the leg's bent. You're not standing on the straight leg at the back. The back leg's bent. So you're not standing straight. It's actually got a bend in it. So you're flexible on that leg. And to the other side, the leg's bent. 1, 2. Yep. And there. Good. And there. Very good. There. Very good. Very good. Okay, so now we'll take that idea on the hands, and I'll show you the hands. We'll do the leg at the same time. So we're going to go across while doing it with the right leg. So the opposite hand faces towards the knee, and the other hand straight towards the front. And as it turns with swap hands, swap feet, the hands do like a circle around, and then the hand faces towards the other knee. This palm of the hand is facing towards the knee. And the other hand straight. It's not straight though, it's got a slight bend in it, but it's shoulder height. Like that. And then the circle, the hands do like a circle. And it's almost like you compress the energy and you push the energy down, and then it opens up. And it's almost like, and then it comes down, and you're compressing the energy into the point. Then you relax and then feel the body expand. Good. And you breathe out when you go towards the point. And then breathe in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now, not everybody can stand on one leg. If you find yourself shaking around, just be okay with that. It's just to practice. Standing on one leg is a very important part of Qigong, is to learn how to do that with one leg. So you get good at standing on one leg, because it keeps you balanced, especially when you get older. You never want to lose your balance. So standing on one leg exercise is very, very important to get used to this. Otherwise, you lose your balance really quickly. So these sort of exercises, crossover and one-legged exercise. As I say, most Qigong systems have them in the exercise for this exact reason, so that you maintain your balance. Good. Breathe in as you go across. Breathe out as you put your hand towards the knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. I'm finished there. So that's a crossover exercise. That's really good for changing that energy. That we'll do one more. We'll do one more. The crossover, the brain transfers. It does right and left of the body well. Of course, it's doing both, but it's actually designed to get the energy moving between the right and left hemispheres in your brain. We'll do another one that does the same thing. We'll go into the long life Qigong system, and we'll go into exercise called, just trying to remember the bird. I think it's crane. The crane flies south for the winter. Yeah, sorry about if I forget the next name of the exercise. It's pretty close. I think it's crane flies south for the winter. Because it depends whether it was created in China, of course, so they don't fly north, they fly south into the summer. Anyway, so we're going to do the same thing. You transfer. So as you go across, the knee comes up and the hands come up at the same time. Then the foot goes down, and then the hands, they harmonise themselves in the middle. So we double weight ourselves, comes down, and then it moves to the other side. And then the foot and hands come up. So we're back onto the one-legged exercise again. Good, that's it, perfect. And the hands come up. Whoops. I just shortcutted the exercise, then it comes down. There's two parts to it. In the second part, the hands come up when you're double weighted. Sorry about the last one, I missed this out. And then it comes down. And the hands come up, they come up at the center, and then they go back down again. And as they come up, the foot comes up, so you know, one leg, and then the hands go down. That's the first part of the exercise. And the second part, they come up and you connect them both in the center. And when you touch the hands at the top, you're touching the large intestine meridian and the lung meridian, you're touching them together, the top. So it's not touching the hands that way, or the back of the hands, it's the large intestine, this part. This is the lung meridian, that's large intestine. You're touching those things together. Yep. And they touch when you get to the top, and then they bring their hands down. Good. We'll do that a couple more times. Comes up, step down, comes up the top, large intestine, lung meridian touch at the top, and then down. Cool. And comes up the other side. It looks like a Karate Kid, doesn't it? And it comes down. So it's the same stance, same martial stance. Comes up. One more each side. Come down. Comes up. And comes down. Come up. And down. So breathing in when you come up, breathing out when you come down, breathing in when you come up, and breathing out when you come down. And because I've only just introduced the breath, we'll do it a couple more times. Breathing in, comes up, breathing out when you go down, breathing in when you come up, breathing out when you go down. I'll do one more the other side. Breathing in when you come up, breathing out when you go down, breathing in when you come up, and breathing out when you come down. Perfect. There you go. So now the whole body should be pretty well balanced or harmonized from the right and left now, so you can go off for the day without leaning to one side. You'll be perfectly weighted the rest of the day, so it'll be useful to you. Have a beautiful day today. If you have any questions about these exercises, please just send me a message in the chats and the questions, and ask me questions you like. It's very well. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you next week. Hey, all back onto your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. Qigong. Make a fist with your left hand, cover it with your right. Bring it towards your heart. And then down to your physical center. Very good. And step back and bow. Bow to everybody else that comes to watch these classes. And have a beautiful day, eh? Bye-bye.